I'm going to be doing due diligence on 2 sneaky good deals in the Cleveland market. Mike from SoCal, this is your video. Let's dive in. For the price, I mean, this is actually a really nice house. A little bit more rough, a little more ragged. It's going to keep those values high. Here's quarter-mile comps. There's $260,000 houses right down the street. You'll be able to put your offer through me, and then after you close, Holton Wise, we can handle the property management. We'll even be able to help you with the insurance. We have lenders who will write loans for investors in all 50 states. This deal is 100% James Wise approved. James Wise denied. Hey, real estate investors, welcome to another episode of the MLS Search and Analysis Show here on HoltonWiseTV. As always, I am your host, James Wise, and what we're doing today, I'm working with my client, Mike from SoCal. Mike, you are an electrician out of Southern California, and you want to invest here in the Cleveland market. Now, a little bit about you, brother. Your story, you are pre-approved up to $125,000 for a mortgage, and you got about $30,000 cash to work with. However, your goal is not to utilize all of that cash. You want to save some of that cash because you know there's expenses that are going to come about when you're buying rental properties. You're in the rental property game. You know, not everything is going to be perfect all the time, so you want to prepare for that. That's very, very smart. So you're hoping to only utilize $15,000 or $20,000 of your $30,000. That's a smart move, man. I think that's good. Don't overextend yourself, guys. All right, real estate's always going to be there, okay? Save the money until you're ready to invest, right? You guys are not, buying rental properties from me here in Cleveland, Ohio today and then quitting your jobs tomorrow. That's not how this works. This is a get-rich-slow game. Mike is going to be continuing to work as an electrician for a very long time. What we're doing is we're setting you up with additional cash flow, additional revenue coming in. We are keeping your eggs in multiple baskets, and we're trying to set you up for a nice retirement. That's why we're buying rental properties, okay? So, Mike, you're going about it the smart way. You're not going to be replacing your job, your regular income, just by buying a couple rentals. And you got that, and I just want to make sure everybody else out there that's watching this knows that. Now, Mike, what you are looking to do, you are looking for B or C or possibly even D properties if it makes sense. And you were hoping to go with a duplex, but you were also open to multifamily. You were hoping to go with a duplex, but you were also open to single family if the numbers made sense. And I actually have 2 single family homes for you in today's video. Both the properties that I'm doing for you right now are going to be single family homes. The reason being, you're a little priced out of the duplexes, right? With the low amount of funds you'd like to remain in the deal, 15, 20K. I've accomplished that with both of these properties, but they are both singles. You would need a little bit more money to pick up some duplexes. On a future video, if you'd like me to go into some duplexes, let me know after we speak after this particular video. I can really make sure we do an analysis on some multifamily in the next film I'm doing for you, because I know you're contracted to do at least 2 of these with me. But what I wanted to do with this video is keep you under your budget. And I think both of the properties I found for you, because you said you're down for singles if the numbers make sense. Both of these are actually really good, sneaky deals here. And let's pull up the first one, man. 2141 West 81st, Cleveland, Ohio, 44102. This is one of these properties that I love, 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 love. $55,900 is what it is currently listed at, and this is why I love it right here. 105 days on the market. That means this property has been sitting stale, and that is where the due diligence I provide for you allows us to come in and try to swoop up a good deal. Try to find some value in this property that nobody else is finding, and I think we are going to do that. And there are some very specific reasons why. The home is listed by a real estate agent out of a place called Cleveland Suburban Homes. Most real estate agents don't really work in the rental property business. Most of them are dealing with owner-occupied people, and, not a lot of them are working in these, city low-income type neighborhoods like we have here. Like this is this is about a it's a D area. It's okay. Some would make the argument it's a C, but I think more or less it's a D area. I noticed in your notes to me you're also interested in Section 8. I definitely think Section 8's the way to go, especially with this particular property. So what we have here is, in my opinion, I'm guesstimating we have an agent who doesn't usually work with this type of inventory. I could be wrong, but that's just my guess, just based on the name of the brokerage alone. Cleveland Suburban Homes. It's kind of different than what we have here. And another thing is really, really great. I wanted to see how much this particular tenant is paying in rent, because you go to all the photos, show you all the photos here, right? We got a tenant in there. Okay. We got all the tenant's belongings in the particular property, right? Nothing too fancy, just like what a regular lower income rental property is going to look like. This furnace actually does not look all that old. That's probably only about 15 years old. Hot water tank, it's probably about around 10 years old or so if I had to guess. Nothing new. But we just got like a regular old rental property. And the showing instructions, right? The showing instructions, they said you need to reach out, and they needed at least 24-hour notice so they can reach out to the tenant and schedule showings. I wasn't scheduling a showing, but I did see that, and I saw all the stuff. What I wanted to know is how much is the tenant paying? You'll get this. A lot of times you get these real estate agents that they don't work with rental properties a lot, like I said, and they're not used to dealing with rental properties. And sometimes what they don't do is they say the home is tenant occupied, and they set it all up for the showings. They give these guys, they give buyers agents like, hey, this is how you got to show the home, because they're used to, hey, you guys are my clients. You want to purchase a home? Well, step one, I'm going to drive you to the home. You guys are going to go look through the home and let me know if you like it. That's why you're paying me, right? The rental game, it's totally different. That's not how, we do things, right? First of all, you're in Southern California. You're not in Cleveland, so, showing would be difficult there, number one. Number two, showing tenant-occupied properties is, it's a mess, right? By the time the buyer tells their agent, who tells the seller's agent, who tells the seller, who tells the tenant that there's going to be a showing, and then the showing gets canceled by somebody on this side or somebody on this side. It's just a whole fucking nightmare, and that's why we don't even do buyer showings here at Holton Wise. And if you want to know why or exactly how we do it, I got a little video that explains how efficient our system is. That's in the show notes. Check that out. We are the #1 seller of rentals in Cleveland. So the whole thing is a mess, and that's how they do it. And then sometimes they miss out on things that investors like you are actually looking for. Oftentimes, they don't actually put the amount of rent the tenant is paying. They say there's a tenant, but they don't tell you that how much that tenant's actually paying. So I reached out to her because I noticed, the pictures, occupied home, right? And then the showing instructions say they got a tenant, provide 24-hour notice. So I emailed her like, hey, what's the rent? I need to know what the rent is. And they emailed me back, and they said, oh, there's actually no tenant anymore. So this, Mike, this is amazing. This is what we're going to utilize to try to get you a good deal. There is no longer a tenant, but all the owner-occupied buyers out there are under the impression that there still is a tenant because of our pictures and because of the showing instructions. So a lot of those people who are trying to buy the home and move into the home, well, they're not paying attention to this rental. They're skipping right over it because nobody wants to go through that whole daisy chain situation of going through all these problems to try to schedule a showing for a tenant-occupied property if they're going to move into it. So owner-occupied buyers might be passing over this listing. It's going to help us drive the price down. That's why it's still on the market, 105 days. In addition to that, investors out there, the investors who are looking at this property, well, they're looking, the first thing they want to know is the rent. Well, the rent's not even on the listing. They think there's a tenant. There's not really a tenant, and they don't even have their information. So this thing is being marketed inappropriately to both people. And on top of that, in the public remarks, what they said, very nice colonial for a small family, all new windows and new vinyl siding. Nice quiet street and older, quaint neighborhood close to bus lines. Owner anxious, bring all offers. Owner anxious, bring all offers. So we got a property that has been sitting on the market for a long time, 105 days. The owner is jonesing for an offer, dude. The owner's like, get this damn property off of my hands. But what you and I have found out, that the marketing, there's an error in there. People that want to purchase homes to move into, they're probably passing it up because they believe there's a tenant. Investors want a tenant. Investors want rent. The first thing they want to know is how much the rent is. That's not even available. In addition, there is actually no tenant, so it's not necessarily ideal for those people either. So because of both of those, or all of those scenarios, Mike, I think me and you could come in, get aggressive, take the fact that this owner is Jones, and we're going to try to steal this property for you, man. I'd like to see you pick this up. I know it's going to sound crazy because of the list price, but I want to see you try to pick this up for $35,000. Now, if you got to pay a little more, you got to pay like 40, 41, 42, something like that. Totally cool, man. But I believe we got all of the factors that are happening right now. I think me and you've got some good information, and we could possibly pick this thing up for you for $35,000. Now, all the photos we saw, it's what it looked like when there was another tenant in there. So we're going to have to put some money into it. You're going to have to spruce it up. And we definitely want to go Section 8 to get top of the market rents. And we want to make it really nice. So I'm anticipating you're going to spend $10,000 to renovate this. So $35,000 to buy it, $10,000 to renovate it. Total investment, $45,000. What is that $45,000 going to get you? That should get you a Section 8 tenant paying $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year. What's that going to look like? Well, we bring in $1,000. We're going to cover, we're going to budget for $50 a month. We're always going to account $50 a month for repairs and maintenance. Another $50 for vacancy and non-payment. Another $50 for CapEx. $66 for taxes. $60 for insurance. By the way, Mike, just so you know, I own a farmer's business, so we can help you or anybody else out there insure your rental properties. This particular property should only be about $60. We are one of the cheapest in the game. We shop it. We're appointed with a bunch of insurance providers, so we shop it around, get you guys the lowest price. In the show notes below, if you guys are interested in getting a quote from us on any properties, it could be in any state. We're licensed in many states. Let us know. We'll try to beat down your premiums so you guys make a little higher ROI in your rentals. $75 on the water and sewer. Lawn care, shouldn't have to pay for that. Of course, you're going to have to pay for that when the home is vacant, but why the tenants are in there? $0. You don't got to pay anybody to cut the grass. We'll make the tenants cut the grass. PM fees, $100. So on average, you should be spending approximately $451. Now, it's not $451 like every month. You're going to be saving for this, right? We get a Section 8 tenant in there. You're probably not going to ever have any, non-payment of rent issues while that tenant's in there. They might be living there 2, 3, 4 years. You're getting the rent 100% of the time. And then they move out, so then you got a couple months of vacancy. We got to fix things up. Or like repairs and capital expenditures, right? Like the roof. Got some snow on the roof, so you can't really tell how old it is, but I imagine it's not brand new. Roofs, they last about 30 years. This roof probably be about $5,000 or $6,000. That furnace in one of the photos, see if I can find it for you really quickly. We talked about this when I was showing you the photos earlier. This furnace, it might be like, I don't know, it doesn't look super old, but if I had to guess, probably, anywhere between 10 and 20 years old, I'd have to say. It looks all right, but, once it hits around 30, you might want to think about eventually replacing it when it goes down, and you're going to spend about $3,000 for that. Hot water tanks, I think the hot water tank's probably about 10 years old. That's going to be about $1,000. That's going to need to be replaced every 15 years. Now, I said I want you to spend approximately $10,000. That's just going over cosmetic stuff and some other stuff like right here on this photo. As you can see, we don't actually have any gutters. I'm hoping it looks pretty fresh right here. Maybe they were painting and they took them off or they're replacing gutters. I'm hoping there's gutters at this particular point in time. I'd imagine there is. But if there's not, that $10,000 budget I've set for you, that should allow us to go in there, get this thing looking cosmetically beautiful, get it to pass Section 8 inspection, and trust me, brother, it ain't passing Section 8 inspection without gutters. So that $10,000, that leaves us a pretty good leeway to take care of that stuff. So these things that, we're saving for, a lot of stuff's going to be taken care of. You're going to have a property in a pretty good condition, but you need to, make sure you're saving that money because eventually you're going to have to pay. And the thing with Section 8, of course, is every single year they come back in and they re-inspect the property. So, you may need to spend some of that money at the end of the year when Section 8 wants things fixed up to make sure the property hits their standards. So that is why we calculate for all of those, and we do it in a line item fashion, but you're not spending those little $50 in January, February, March, April, May. You're spending a lot of zeros, and then you're getting big $2,000 bill for this or that, just to clarify. Now, from a cash flow perspective, what does all that look like? Well, if you're all into this thing for $45,000, your NOI on average will be $549. That's a 14.6 cap rate. As far as your mortgage, $26,000 mortgage, you only need to put down $87.50. Teeny mortgage payment $110. So after you pay off the mortgage from your NOI, you should be clearing $439 a month on average, which would be a 28% cash-on-cash return because all you've got into this deal, I hit you perfectly, brother. I kept you under $20,000. All you've got into the deal should be $18,750. Your $87.50 from your down payment plus that initial $10,000 or so that I believe we'll need to spend to get this particular property rent ready, Section 8 approved, and get you a tenant paying $1,000 a month, bringing you home that 28% cash-on-cash return. So this, my man, should be a pretty solid property. And again, that's a Section 8 tenant. So yeah, the neighborhood, it's not the greatest. It's it's a D-class neighborhood, but with the Section 8 and the fact that we're doing a nice renovation, the income's consistent. I have a lot of properties in that particular neighborhood. I don't consider it like extremely high risk when you're going with the Section 8 program. So I'm very confident that if we do a nice renovation and put together a solid product, we'll very easily attract a nice Section 8 tenant, and then it's pretty smooth sailing. You take a neighborhood like this, the biggest issue is, the cash bank tenants, they lose their job or life gets in the way or they don't plan or budget accordingly, and then, car breaks down, so they pay for that, and they don't pay rent, and you got to evict them, and then you got to go through renovations, and it's a cycle, right? But you go Section 8, it kind of eliminates a lot of that because we're getting that guaranteed rent from the government. So I think that is a solid move. Let's go to a quick commercial break, and I'm going to get into the second house I found for you.
Based in Indianapolis, Indiana, FS Houses is the premier investment property brokerage. With an in-house property management department that can take care of all those unwanted landlord headaches, FS Houses can offer you the complete turnkey solution as well as wholesale properties offered to you at a discounted rate. With a network of thousands of active investors, wholesalers, and brokers, FS Houses can help you sell your property for top dollar on the open market or in a hurry to motivated investors seeking distressed real estate. Visit fshouses.com or call 317-492-9025 for more information on the Indianapolis, Indiana real estate.
Two, please. No, I think it'll shrink in a lot. All right, Mike, welcome back. Now, I've already got it up on the screen. The second property, 13017 Liberty Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44135. $54,000 is what it's listed for. Been on the market for 78 days. The agent listing it works out of Russell Real Estate Services. Now, it's another one. It's been on the market quite a while. We're not seeing a lot of traction, so I want to get aggressive and go in and try to steal this thing for you. Not many pictures to look at. Okay, there's already a tenant in there, so they weren't able to get inside. I'm assuming the particular tenant might not be that easy to deal with. He doesn't really keep his yard all that nice. And that's it. That's all we've got. All we have is those four little pictures. I understand the tenant is currently paying $700 a month. That's $8,400 a year. And if we were to go ahead and get this property for you, what would it look like? How much would you walk away with that $700 a month in rent? Well, we're going to calculate, we're going to budget $35 for repairs and maintenance, vacancy and non-payment, CapEx. The taxes, they're $100. Insurance, again, farmers, we could handle that. We can keep your rates low, guys. We should be able to insure this particular property for only $60 a month. Water, sewer, you got to pay that for the tenant, $75. Tenant handles the lawn care. I mean, they don't handle their lawn that well, but you know, you don't have to cut the grass they're cutting. It'd be nice if they treated the property a little better, but you know, C-class investing, this is sometimes what you get. You gotta understand what you're trying to buy here, bro. So that will be $0 because the tenant will take care of that. PM, that's $70. So your total expenses of that $700 on average should be $410. So that's going to be $290. Now, $290. That's a decent amount of money coming in out of that rent. Reason I think this is such a solid deal, though, is a couple things. I think we can get the property for much, much lower. It's at $54,000 and it's been sitting there on the market for 78 days. Couple reasons. Well, we got no photos, right? You know, a lot of people, they want to see photos. The fact that there's only outside photos tells me this tenant's probably a pain in the ass. Perhaps, like what often happens with these particular properties, is the agent is not used to dealing with tenants, man. Maybe this is an agent that normally sells properties to people that buy them and then move into them. Totally different ball game, dude. You take realtors that normally just do owner-occupied stuff. You know, they might have like a client that they sold them their nice suburban home, you know, nice neighborhood. They're, oh, I got this random rental, or oh, I inherited this rental property. You know, can you sell it for me? It's not my gig, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. You know, they've been selling houses their whole career. They sell houses all the time. They're great at selling houses. They think, yeah, what's the difference, right? No problem. Boom, dude, then the world hits you and you realize dealing with C-class, D-class tenants, it's a totally different ball game, man. And that's how you get stuff like this. You don't get to even get inside for the photos, right? So I think a lot of people are shying away from that. And then additionally, the rent at $700. You know, bringing in $290, not the worst thing in the world, but that's not the best thing in the world for a $54,000 price point. We could actually get that rent up. The market rent for this is actually $875 to $900, but perhaps other investors looking at this don't understand that. They think $700 is what it's rented for now. $700 is what it's always going to be rented for, and maybe they're shying away from it. So because of both of those things, I would like to pick this bad boy up for you for approximately $40,000. That's going to be my goal, to negotiate a deal where you can purchase this home for $40,000. Now, of course, I cannot guarantee you that they will accept a $40,000 offer, but I think that's what we're going to try to do. If you are able to pick up this property at $40,000 and you just buy it and we just handle the existing tenant, let him roll over, don't do anything, just allow him to keep paying his $700, what would that look like? Well, you'll be making that $290 a month on average. You're only going to have to put down $10,000. Your mortgage is $30,000, so that's a $126 payment. So you should be bringing in $164 a month on average, which is a 19.7% cash-on-cash return, and you only have $10,000 into the deal. So I believe this also would work really well for you and your goals. Not to mention, when this tenant eventually moves out, we're, of course, probably going to need to go in there, fix up the interior. I'm guessing based on the fact that there's no photos, the outside doesn't look that hot, the rent's kind of low. I'm sure it doesn't look that great. So you'd want to anticipate a good like $6,000, $7,000 turnover. Then we'll have the thing looking beautiful. And then your next tenant, they'll come in, they'll be paying $875 or $900. The reason the rent's a little bit lower is because this property has 2 bedrooms instead of the traditional 3. Not the craziest thing in the world. You know, all things considered, you know, 3-bedroom homes, they're very, very nice. You go Section 8, you get a lot of the 3-bedroom vouchers. But to be fair, every property has its pros. Every property has its cons. The con on this property compared to the previous property, the one on West 81st Street, you know, the con would be it only has 2 bedrooms. But the pro would be it's newer, right? It's probably about 40 years newer than the other property, number one. Number two, the neighborhood is definitely nicer. The 81st property, we're, you know, D-class area. You know, some would call it a C, but I consider it more or less a D-class area. Definitely want to go Section 8. Over here, though, very nice, solid C-class area. So your cash-paying tenants are much more stable over here than they are over there. But we could probably also still go Section 8 with this one if you'd like to do that as well. Either way, I think both of these properties meet your criteria. They check your boxes. You were aiming for around 20% cash-on-cash return. They both hit it. You end up in, neighborhoods around your risk tolerance, keep you under your budget, and, the biggest thing is you have money left over. You're not totally blown out. You have a bunch of savings in case something crazy does happen. Like I said, I give you guys these estimated numbers. Those are estimated numbers over the long haul. Just because I say on this video you should make an average of $290 a month, that don't mean you're going to make that average the first 12 months, right? You could have a bad year at first, right? These are rentals. We're dealing with an unlimited amount of variables, right? We're dealing with tenants. I cannot guarantee you what the tenants are going to do. I could only give you an analysis based on running a huge portfolio, managing thousands of these tenants, and telling you what things are going to average out for the long haul. But, it ebbs and flows, man. Sometimes we have good years, sometimes we have bad years. So I like the fact that you're keeping a nice amount of cash reserves available in case you get hit with some of the rough stuff up front. Very, very smart out of you. Let me know which one of these particular properties you like the best, and if you'd like to move forward with an offer, sales@HoltonWise.com. We will be able to write your offer for you. Again, I'll try to get it for those low prices that I put in the analysis because I think we can do that. I think we'll be able to negotiate some type of purchase agreement for you around those prices. Again, if you got to go a little bit up, that's fine, but I don't think you're going to have to pay anywhere near list price on either of these particular properties. Everybody else out there who is watching this video, if you would like to work with me one-on-one like my guy Mike did, all you got to do is go to HoltonWise.com, click the property search for sale tab, and click the MLS search and analysis show to order yourself a one-on-one analysis just like this. And if you're not ready just yet to work with me one-on-one and you're not ready to make a purchase, what you can do is you can pick up real-time MLS feeds based upon what you want and your risk tolerance. So what I've shown Mike today is a C and D class single-family home. We have feeds like that, so when those particular properties hit the market listed by any agent in the Cleveland area, there's over 5,000 of them, you will immediately be emailed those properties. That's going to come out before Zillow or Realtor.com get those. So you're able to act quickly, and you can actually, check out how the market's working, and you're able to act quickly if you want to take those down. And then if you're interested in other stuff, we could do multifamily, commercial, and we, base it on the risk tolerance. So all of that is available for you on HoltonWise.com. That's all I've got for y'all for today, though. As always, I'm James Wise with Holton Wise, and this is Real Estate Investing Made Easy. For the price, this is actually a really nice house. A little bit more rough, a little more ragged. It's going to keep those values high. Here's quarter-mile comps. There's $260,000 houses right down the street. You'll be able to put your offer through me, and then after you close, Holton Wise, we can handle the property management. We'll even be able to help you with the insurance. We have lenders who will write loans for investors in all 50 states. This deal is 100% James Wise approved. James Wise denied.
RentTech Direct provides you with an easy-to-use yet robust platform for managing your properties, complete with its built-in reporting and accounting system that can be customized to fit your business. You can manage work orders and even accept them online from your tenants. You can also share work order details with tenants or owners if you wish. With RentTech Direct, you will also fill your vacancies faster than ever with the built-in marketing tools. Just enter the details of your property and RentTech will automatically provide you with a professional online website, as well as syndicate them to popular websites such as Zillow, Trulia, and Apartments.com to get your listing maximum exposure so it's rented fast.
Cleveland, Ohio is widely considered to be one of the top rental markets in the entire United States. This is because here in Cleveland, our housing prices are low and our rental prices and demand are high. At Holton Wise, we provide the complete turnkey solution for all real estate investors, whether they are local, out of state, or even abroad. As real estate brokers, we will provide you with agent representation to help you buy properties ranging from single-family homes to large apartment complexes. We even have referrals for lenders who can provide investment property loans to investors located in all 50 states, allowing you to capitalize on the use of leverage or other people's money. We have referrals to top-notch title companies, so you know that all of your transactions are safe and secure, with every single property being delivered to you with clear title. Once you close on the property, we have an investor-focused insurance brokerage who can handle all your property insurance needs. This insurance brokerage handles auto, home, life, and business policies, but they specialize in working with policies for landlords. We also have full-service property management. We can handle all rental property advertisements, tenant placement, rent collection, evictions, maintenance, landscaping, construction, and repairs. In addition, HoltonWise also offers digital media and education. One day, when you are ready to sell your investment, HoltonWise, as the #1 seller of investment properties in the greater Cleveland area, can market your property in a video just like this one to our worldwide base of investors who are looking to capitalize on the high cash flow opportunities in the Cleveland, Ohio market. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our latest content, including video tours and analysis of investment properties that are available for sale, real estate investment education, and our most interesting encounters with tenants from hell. HoltonWise, real estate investing made easy.